The University of Illinois Chicago of Medicine in Rockford takes new steps to keep future doctors in the region, also addressing the lack of family doctors across the nation. Monday, the school introduced 2 medical students who will enter a program designed to strengthen the family medicine workforce. WIFR reporter Mike Walsh has more.
It's such a privilege to already know the faculty and the residents that I'll be working with the next 4 years.
The Integrated Family Medicine program lets students commit early to a career in family medicine and connects them with residency training right here in Rockford.
To have that integration early and to stay in Rockford and to serve the community here that have become really my family. I've gotten to know people here within the school, but also outside of the school, and everyone's so excited to stay, and I am too.
Family medicine is a growing need across the state, especially in underserved and rural areas.
We know that Winnebago County is one of the least healthy counties in the state of Illinois, 88th out of 102nd from our most recent data.
Leaders say programs like this help address a national shortage of family doctors by starting the local commitment early.
It's so critical for us to be able to train the residents here in the Rockford community and then retain them in the community as well, because we understand that the needs of the community are not being met by the amount of family physicians that are present.
And with these 2 students leading the way, UIC Rockford hopes the initiative becomes a model for keeping doctors where they are needed most.
I feel like this is just a fantastic program in general, and I'm just so excited to be part of it and really make a difference in the community for the next couple of years.
In Rockford, Mike Walsh, WIFR News.
The college says the goal is to expand the program in the coming years, hoping even more students will choose to stay and practice family medicine here in Northern Illinois.